Good morning and welcome back to True Crime Sages. I'm Tina Cummins. So there's a few things I wanted to go over. The first one is the different faces of James Bryan Chadwell. I'd mentioned to go back and look on Google Images and just Google his name, and you'll notice how he changes appearance. He changes his appearance constantly, whether he's wearing a little patch here or a goatee or a full beard or no facial hair, changes his haircut. Yeah. Changes what he's wearing. You know, he's very chameleon-like. And rather than having the viewers look at that, maybe you don't have access, I figured I'd just go ahead and post. So that's the first thing I wanted to cover. The second thing I wanted to cover is, so back in the beginning of the Delphi homicides, there was a search warrant served on a certain street in Peru, Indiana. That was on February 25th, 2017. And it brought me back to something that Tobe Lesenby had said. And he said, publicly, he said to him, "I know that voice." Yeah, that's my impression of Tobe. I know that voice. But in his mind, he knew the voice, but didn't know if he could recognize the voice or not. So I just wanted to say that on January 1st, 2020, Chadwell was arrested for stealing liquor from a liquor store in Peru, Indiana. The foot chase ensued, and he tried to climb over a fence and ended up falling and got caught. On March 14, 2016, he was arrested for receiving stolen property in Peru, Indiana. Yeah. Now, some people have questioned why I had only shared just the nose, the picture that I cut off from here up. And the reason is when you take the top of that photo off, you can more clearly see the nose and the mouth of who the Delphi killer is. Yes, it's pixelated, but I find it ironic that this person wants to criticize what I did, but then turns around and saying they pick apart each little piece of the video and the images of the Delphi killer. Yeah, so I think a lot of us have done that. Yeah, so I'll leave that there for now, but I just wanted to share the faces of the Delphi killer and the faces of James Bryan Chadwell. I'm not making a comparison. You can do that for yourself. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Okay, so I think you can look at the different pictures of James Bryan Chadwell and the second and get an idea of how a serial child predator will change their appearance. If you look at him in some pictures, his face looks longer, rounder. In other pictures, his chin looks very short. Now, if you shave the beard, obviously he's got a very small chin. The, beard gives his chin, it lengthens it. If you look at his nose, in some pictures, his nose looks very wide and, big through here. In other pictures, his nose looks very small. Some of the pictures obviously are after he got into a fight and, his nose is swollen. But again, I wanted to share those images so you could see, how a child predator may change their appearance. A lot of people have questions about the sketches, why there are two different sketches. And one of my theories is that, that was to, not only just eyewitness, that contributed to the sketches, but to show people how they can change your appearance. And even the Delphi police came back and said, put the two sketches together and see if you recognize this person. So I'm going to leave that there for a minute and I'll be back. Okay, so I just wanted to make a little note about James Bryan Chadwell and his photos. I find it interesting that the ones with his big picture are all after the beginning of 2017. Did somebody punch him in the nose and break his nose during a struggle? That's a question. We're just going to suspend that. Obviously, the Delphi images of the Delphi killer are very pixelated, and you really have to pay close attention to them if you're going to try to figure out what the guy looks like. The police put the sketches out there. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm not saying that the pictures look like Bryan Chadwell. If you want to compare them, that's up to you. I find them very curious, and I'll leave it at that. Hopefully they'll catch the Delphi killer soon, and charges are coming. Thank you, and have a great day, folks.